All right, guys, you wanted to know what I own in my portfolio. I did this kind of off the top of my head. I've got 4 different accounts. They're all scattered around, but these are the majority of the companies that I own in my portfolios that are commodity related. I do have some non-commodity related stuff, and I do have some options. So I've been kind of getting some of those, which is even in another different account. So I'm going to go over the bulk of my investments to share it with everybody. You guys want to see it? I'll show it. So here it is. This is Finding Value's portfolio. If you guys haven't subscribed, you need to subscribe. Give me a thumbs up for doing this. So here we are. These are my investments in my portfolio. So what I did is I created my own fund. I created my own group of company stocks. I'm going to go over a bunch of different sectors and what I am invested in. These are not recommendations, but people wanted to see what I owned. So proceed at your own risk if you want to use them. I'm invested in copper, nickel, oil and gas, uranium, agriculture, diversified mining, home builders, etc. Only my speculative commodity-based portfolio and companies are included in this. And some of them have been subscriber picks, so thank you for your picks. So this is what I own, nickel and copper. So I bought Talon Metals off of a subscriber person recommendation, USA-based project in Minnesota. Nickel, copper, cobalt. It's a joint venture with Rio Tinto, and it is a project-based company. They don't have production yet. I've got Nova Royalty, copper nickel royalty company. I've got Taseko Mines. Thank you for that pick. They look pretty good. It's a copper molybdenum company in Canada and the United States. I loaded up on Trilogy Metals. Thank you for that recommendation, subscribers. Copper Zinc Company, Alaska-based. It's a joint venture with South 32 at the project stage. I've got EMX Royalty company with precious metals and copper. And I also have NEVDF. I think there's one or two other ones that I have, but I'm not really going to go too much into those. They're more speculative plays. Oil and gas, Contango. I think John Goff actually increased his stake in Contango Oil and Gas. Just recently, he's a billionaire on the board of Contango. They're oil, Permian-based, Gulf of Mexico and the USA. SM Energy, I'm very heavily loaded in that. It's gone up quite a bit. It's an oil, Eagle Ford Group, Permian Basin area in the United States, headquartered out of Denver. I've got Diamondback Energy, which was QEP before that. They bought us out. Oil, Midland Basin, Texas, in the United States. They were located right next to QEP's operations. That's where they bought them out. Centennial Development, that's an oil and predominantly natural gas. Delaware Basin, Permian Basin in the United States. They're headquartered in Centennial, Colorado. Southwestern Energy, I own that. SWN, mainly natural gas. It's USA-based producer. Antero Resources, Appalachia, Pure Play, natural gas. I own that. And then I've got some Canadian companies, CWE, that's Crew Energy, Birchcliff. That one's Advantage Oil. I've got CNX, which is a natural gas company. I got Grand Tierra Energy. I got TEL. I got EGY, which is Valco Energy in the United States. And I got the energy service company, Tetra Technologies. So that's the full oil and gas sector. I hold, I would say, more concentrated in Contango, SM Energy. I was more concentrated in QEP and Centennial Development. These are my concentrated positions up here. These are my smaller positions down here. Although I did put a lot in TEL, the Telluride position, and I did put more into TTI. Uranium, these are the ones that I like. These are my concentrated positions. Bannerman, they've got 3 years out from production, so they're kind of just ready to turn on the project, 3 years. They're in Africa. I own Goviax, explorer and developer in Africa. I own Deep Yellow, which is another explorer developer in Africa. I own Encore Energy, baseload energy. Encore's in USA. That's going to use the in situ recovery process. Baseload's an explorer up in Canada. I spoke with James over the phone. I like him very much. I think the property could potentially have a lot of uranium on it, so that's one of my larger positions. And I own Next Gen Energy, a developer in Canada. I also own a bunch of these guys down here as well. I own a little bit in everything. These are kind of my little bit, not necessarily larger, but I'm a little bit more invested in these other ones up here. And some of these I do have a little bit larger positions down here. Global Atomic I do. Appia Energy I do, with James Sykes is also associated with that company. So I do have some larger positions down there as well, but I have a little bit in all of it at a minimum. Now, agriculture related, I like Mosaic quite a bit, agriculture and fertilizer company. It's headquartered in Minnesota. I think they actually bought out Cargill. So I know a little bit about Mosaic. Archer Daniels Midland, food processing commodities company, US based. I do own some of the cannabis companies. They're not nearly as large as some of my other positions. Tilray, ACB, CGC, and Afria. These I own a little bit more in Diversified Miners. I own quite a bit in Norilsk Nickel, the large nickel company, but has a lot of precious PGM metals, precious metals. Platinum group metals is what PGM is, and other mining metals. It's in Russia. I own quite a bit in Southern Copper, the copper and a bunch of other metals, Mexico and Peru. I own BHP Group, an Australian company, worldwide locations, diversified. I own quite a bit in South 32, also another diversified miner. And I own a bunch in Rio Tinto, which is an England, Australian-based diversified mining company. I also own home builders. I own MDC Holdings, Hovenen, LGI Homes, and KB Homes. And the reason I own those homes is because I like where they build their houses in those locations. So I thought I wanted to get a little bit in all these different areas. I wanted California, I wanted Colorado, and I wanted the South, like Texas. So that's why I chose some of these companies. The other ones I have is Open Door, which is an internet-based buyer of real estate. Open Door is a company that I think will take the lion's share of that market, and hopefully they're successful at doing it, but I own a good stake in Open Door. Some of these other companies are not commodity-based, they're more alternative energy-based. Westwater, we got Vestas Energy, Gamesa, SunPower, Caterpillar, Maxion, which is related to SunPower because I held SunPower for a very long time, First Solar, Lucara Diamonds, and Canadian Solar is the last one. So for precious metals, I do own quite a bit of precious metal companies. I own First Majestic. I didn't go too deep into these. First Majestic, Endeavor Silver, Fortuna Silver Mines, Hecla, Discovery Metals, Metallic Minerals. This is Silvercrest, Teuton Resources, Free Gold Ventures, Tower Hill Mines, Tudor Gold, Ely Gold, Impact Silver, Wheaton Precious Metals. Nobody likes Mux, so I figured I'm going to take the McEwen Mining bet, SSR Mining. I also have a bunch more that at much lower stakes that are all explorers. I didn't include those, but that's basically all of my portfolio. It's a pretty large portfolio in terms of the number of companies, and I'm spread out. I have a lot of explorers in the precious metals group too. That I would say the majority are what Eric Sprott has spoken about. So I've kind of just basically mimicked what he's doing, and I've held them for a good while now. I bought those beginning of 2020 and 2019 when he was talking about them. So some of these companies I've been in for quite a long time. The ones that I see right now that are very good opportunities: ADM, Archer Daniels Midland, Mosaic, MOS, TMQ. The oil sector looks very, very good, and a lot of these precious metals companies all these companies look fantastic. The home builders are going to do well. I've owned them for a while. I actually bought those at the bottom of the crash, so I've just been holding on to them. So they're up quite a bit. So if you guys like this portfolio, let me know what you think in the comments section. What am I missing in my portfolio? I do think there's some great opportunities in rare earth metals. And if you guys have some suggestions, put them in the comment section for rare earth metals. I would like to pick up more of those. I think they're going to go absolutely ballistic. I was looking at REMX. That is a real estate or a rare earth metal fund, an ETF. And I was like, man, this thing's going to go. So let me know what you think of the rare earth metals and some of the companies. Hopefully they haven't already taken off and gone to the moon yet. But put them in the comments section. Let me know what you guys like. Let me know what you think of the portfolio. Put it in the comment section. Appreciate you guys listening. This is Finding Value.